Welcome back to the top 50 tracks of all time. We're moving on now, so we're into the 30s. We're at 39. This track comes from 2016, so we're in this decade. I thought I'd better mention that first, as I keep forgetting years. And of course, is a new entry because it didn't exist when I did my top 40 or 30. This shout out goes to Spotify Discover Weekly. I was using it, not a huge fan, but then realised it was because of my Spotify account. I was playing stuff for Audrey and Hazel and Maddock occasionally. Maddock got his own Spotify quite quickly, but I was playing Hazel and Audrey's stuff, and also we had a playlist which was for cleaning. So on our cleaning Saturdays, we all chucked in our tunes that we wanted to clean up to. And Tina's a big fan of, for example, Despacito, and said she would kill me if that wasn't in the 50. I don't think she's holding her breath. But and then we have Dolly Style with Hazel, and that kind of stuff registers as being my tracks because they're being played on my Spotify, on my playlist. Another issue I had with Discover Weekly is I've got a huge chunk of Christmas playlist, Christmas music. So for the first 3 or 4 months of the new year, so I think this year we came up to maybe second week in April. It was still playing, still putting Christmas tunes in Discover Weekly, and I don't want to play Christmas tunes when it's not Christmas. So I had lots of issues with Discover Weekly until I started sorting it all out, which is that the cleaning tunes playlist is now on a Tina Spotify because she doesn't use Discover Weekly, and the kids all have their own account. So now it's starting to shape up a bit. Why I'm raving on about Discover Weekly is this has recently introduced me to an artist based on the stuff I already listened to. I realised after I'd read an article about Discover Weekly that it's much more than just a case of looking at what you have played and then recommending music based on that, because other websites I've used before for this kind of thing, Last FM for example, it's very sort of straightforward. It's you like this, so why wouldn't you like this? Which is a tricky one. Whereas Discover Weekly sort of triangulates lots of different analytics here to actually get a much more a much better idea of what music you're listening to. Hence, this particular artist. Never heard of him. Which I'm embarrassed about, I have to be honest and say. In my defence, it's that thing about not going out and actively finding as much new music as I used to do. Otherwise, I think I would have definitely found him, because this guy is a giant in terms of wonderful lyric writing and beautiful music to go along with it. This album and another album or two that I'm a huge fan of, even though I like other stuff as well, but these two are pretty much the big two for me. This album is 2016, as I think I said at the beginning, and the artist is, I don't actually have the album because I've only listened to it on Spotify, so it's on my wish list, but the album is called Kindly Now. The artist is called Keaton Henson, and the track is The Pugilist, which is basically a track about writing and the need for an audience. What I've read is that it's Keaton talking about himself as a songwriter, but I think it can apply to obviously any kind of writer, and it's that desperate need for that recognition or that response. So for example, when you guys don't reply to any of my posts and write comments about the tracks, I cry myself to sleep at night. So just remember that when you're ignoring me for the next 38 tracks or so. But it's that thing of, you're putting it out there and you want some sort of response, and it's like, don't forget me. Don't forget I'm here and doing my stuff. And there's some lines in it that just blow me away. It's just such a great piece of music, is this one, and it's an artist you really should be listening to, especially those that have got similar sort of music taste to me, and you may have missed him. I'm hoping you haven't. I'm hoping most of you haven't been as foolish as I have. But if you have missed him, go and check him out now. Get some stuff listened to. Definitely Kindly Now. Wonderful album. So go and have a listen to Keaton. See you soon.